I'm Hans, he is Frans. We are here to
Five,
pop.
four.
So for this fight, your group composition really doesn't matter. For reference, we had 3 healers and 12 people, decent split between melee and ranged, but honestly, you can pull this fight off with just about anything as long as the people playing have some kind of a functioning brain still residing within their head. So first off, I'm going to go over basically the arena that you're in. You may notice there are some moving conveyor belts. There's a total of 5 of them, and they have medians in between them. The medians you can stand on and it won't move you, but when you're on the conveyor belt you get pushed along in the direction the conveyor belt is moving. So if you stand still to cast spells, you can stand still to cast spells, but you will get pushed along, and if you get pushed up against the edge of the wall, there's fire coming out of some vents, and you'll take damage. So it's best to stand on the median when possible. However, it's also important to note the median isn't safe from any of the danger zones that are on the conveyor belt adjacent to it. So those hot plates that you were just seeing earlier, if you stand on the median and a hot plate comes by on the conveyor belt next to you, you're going to take damage. That being said, this fight is split up into a few phases that aren't really significant enough to actually call phases. Once the boss reaches a certain amount of health, and they have shared health pools, one of the bosses will jump up to the controls behind the room, and the conveyor belts will start moving, and like you saw, plates will be moving from one side to the other. What you're seeing right now is what happens when you get the boss down to the next level of health. One jumps up, and you see these stampers come down. The stampers come down in patterns. They don't target players or specific zones. And once again, you're not safe on the median if you're directly adjacent to one of these stampers. They do about 80k damage if you get hit by them, so it's not a one-shot, but it's not something you want to be standing in. It's best to rest on the median when possible, and then just move onto the conveyor belt to dodge them when you have to. But, yeah, it's not a difficult thing to dodge, there's plenty of time. The other 2 things you really have to watch out for in this fight is crippling suplex, which is the boss will pick up the tank and then smash him into the next highest threat target, which is typically the off tank, and he'll deal damage to both of the players equal to the other's maximum health pool. So if you don't use a damage reducing cooldown, it's going to be a one-shot for one of them, if not both. DBM wasn't updated to reflect the timing on this, so we had to use Iron Bark to reduce the damage on the tanks so that they wouldn't die. I'm sure sooner or later they'll get it fixed so the tanks can use their own cooldowns, but when that's not available, priests can use their cooldowns, druids can use Iron Bark, so on and such forth. The other thing is Body Slam. The boss will occasionally target a random raid member and then jump at him. He'll deal AoE damage around whoever he jumps at, and so you want to spread out if he's targeting you for Body Slam. As you just saw, Disrupting Roar went off. It interrupts casting if you're casting when it goes off, so you have to be careful about that. Otherwise, this fight is literally just a piece of cake, and I'm going to put on some music so you can watch us finish killing him.